Hey, my name is Trish. We all love our phones, but sometimes they can completely ruin our lives. This is what happened to me. Almost. I was always doing a lot of things at once, like school projects, musical school, and many other things. I'm quite proud of being so productive. But it has its downsides. I quite often forget stuff because I'm always thinking of something, daydreaming or planning. This is the reason why this whole story happened in the first place. It was a regular day at school, but then I remembered I had a doctor's appointment. I rushed from the school to make it in time. Then I realized I had forgotten my phone. I couldn't go back, so I just thought that somebody probably had found it and will give it to a teacher or something. After the doctor's, I went to my guitar lesson. By this point, I completely forgot about my phone, and that was a huge mistake. When I got home, I found out that something terrible had happened while I was away. Someone took my phone and started to post terrible things about other people from my social media accounts. And I must repeat, those were terrible things, like insulting posts about people from my school, their personal information, and even their secrets. Secrets I didn't even know about. I quickly deleted all posts and changed my passwords, but it was too late. Damage was done. I couldn't understand why anyone would do something like that to me. It's not like I had enemies. I felt horrible, like I was cornered in an aquarium full of sharks. It was painful to even think about tomorrow. I tried to sleep, but it didn't go that well. I slept for barely 2 hours. When an alarm rang, I had to wake up and go to school. It was much worse than I imagined. As I went down the corridor, people were staring at me. I felt their looks on me. I could only describe this feeling as like I was getting smaller while everyone else suddenly got much bigger. 1 or 2 people even shouted something at me, and I couldn't even respond properly. As the day went on, nobody talked to me, and, well, I couldn't make myself talk to them as well. At the end of the day, I found my phone in my bag. A person who stole it had put it back at some point. I guess I should have felt better, but I didn't. It just made things worse. When I got home, I burst out crying. I cried until exhaustion, and I felt a little better. I started to think about the whole situation and how to deal with it. Maybe I could find a person who did it. Before deleting those posts, I screenshotted some of them, just in case. I don't really know why, but it was the right decision in the long run. I started to look through them, trying to analyze the writing style. If someone put the phone back in my bag, it meant that it was one of my classmates because I never really left the classrooms during the day, trying to hide from the looks. I've noticed that this person used a very peculiar emoji, one that nobody else used often. It was one of the girls from my class, Katie. It was weird because she was a very quiet and nice girl who could never even look at the person she was talking to. I decided that I will confront her tomorrow and ask why she did it. So, the next day came, and after our first lesson, I approached her and asked. Her eyes widened. She couldn't say anything for a few seconds. And then she just muttered, "Sorry." Just saying sorry wasn't enough, so I continued to ask her questions. She just looked at her shoes, not saying anything. And then she started to sob. She told me that she had problems at home and wanted to take her anger and disappointment out on someone else, and that she was sorry she did it and that I didn't deserve it. I asked her to tell the teacher and other kids, and she was hesitant at first, but then agreed. Several months had passed since that happened, and you will be surprised by it, but I'm now friends with Katie. She revealed the truth to everyone, and people hated her for it, but although I felt angry, I also understood she needed support. She told me what was happening at home and, well, I shouldn't tell it here, but it wasn't good. She felt alone, just like I did when everything was happening. I learned that I should pay more attention to my surroundings. The weird, quiet kid can be the loneliest one, the one with the worst problems. And if nobody supports or listens to them, who knows what they can do? And also, don't forget your phones. Do you know someone like this? Or maybe something similar has happened to you? If yes, then definitely share it with us. Share it with us.